Alright, so what is up, guys? This is Fane back here as usual. Alright, so today we'll be talking back to Honkai Star Rail, alright, regarding about a new character, not specifically a new character, but a new unit, which is our Remembrance Trailblazer. Right, so I just finished my main story quest and technically a lot of things, right, for the whole version 3.0, and I got E6 for Remembrance Trailblazer. Right, so pretty I would say pretty good for quality of life changes, because compared to Pinaconi, right, Amphorius is much more better because you get E6 as long as like you finish the main story and you open like a bit of the chest. Yeah, so what I want to say in this video today is actually like regarding about Remembrance Trailblazer, including like how what is her potential, how to use her, and like her guides, her best kits, her best relics, traces, and everything, like cones and all the stuff. Alright, so for our Remembrance Trailblazer, she is a support unit, alright, but compared to the Harmony Trailblazer, there's something a bit different compared to the Harmony one, because we all know Harmony Trailblazer buffs super break damage, right? So for Remembrance Trailblazer, instead of a buff, you can consider it's a buff, but it's kind of like in multiple ways, instead of like just one straightforward way where you just buff break effect during her Harmony form, right? So let's go with the Likeon first, because it is one of the things I want to say. So how do I get this Likeon is, as long as you finish the main story, the whole main story, um not really the main story, like there's that one part, I forgot when is it, like it will let you unlock her, and then you'll get this Likeon along with it. So this Likeon, you can obtain it through the shop redeem, which is like 200 memory shards, or the shards, I forget what name is it to be specific, right? So we can just S5 it pretty easily. So what this Likeon does is increases your crit damage by 24%, and when the wearer's Memo Sprite uses an ability on allied target, increases the damage dealt by all allied targets by 16%, lasting for 3 turns. Right. So overall, it's like, as you can see, it's pretty obvious. It's kind of like a support type of remembrance Likeon. Alright, next will be the traces. So the traces is a bit complicated, but I will like try to summarize it as much as possible. So there are two parts, okay, which is the normal one we seen here, all the white ones, and there are the purple ones, which stands for the Memo Sprite. Memo Sprite, yeah, the skill and the talent, right? So for Memo Sprite, there is something special and new to us because it's newly introduced in version 3.0, right? So what's so special about this thing is it's like a summon entity, but at the same time it works as an individual entity instead of like something like the Jingyan Lightning Lord or Topaz Nambi, right? Because what this thing does is can it is considered as an entity on field instead of like a summon off field, which enemy cannot attack, or enemy like cannot CC it. Alright, so this thing, how it actually is like it acts as a fifth unit. Alright, but not that much of a fifth unit. Like it's just there, it will do its own job, and you don't really have to like take too much care about it. Okay, so first is, let me go through the basic ones first. Obviously, first is basic attack. It deals damage to a portion of your Trailblazer's attack, and it's single target. Next will be the skill. So the skill is I choose you. Alright, this is a really good reference. Alright, so what this thing does is it summons the Memo Sprite Mem. Alright, so for those who don't know who Mem is, so this is Mem, our cute little Memo Sprite. Okay, if you want to make it simple, you can just say it's a summon entity. Right, so it summons Mem if Mem is already on the field, restore Mem's HP by an amount equal to 52% of Mem's max HP, and grant Mem 10% charge. So for Mem, she have a bar of charge where you can like charge it according to many conditions. So this is one of the conditions here. You grant Mem 10% charge if you use the skill. Okay. So next will be her talent. So Almighty Companion. Memo Sprite Mem has an initial speed of 130, which cannot be altered. Like you cannot manually change it. The only possibility is this thing, like Mem getting imprisoned by certain enemies or frozen by certain enemies. Yeah, you heard it right, because it's the 5th unit. It exists on field, unlike Nambi or Lightning Lord. This is considered an entity on field, and it can get CC'd, or it can get shield, it can get healed, and yeah, a lot of things can happen on it, right? So it has an initial speed of 130 and a max HP equal to 83% of Trailblazer's max HP plus 664. For every 10 energy regenerated by all allies in total, main gains 1% charge. Mem gains 1% charge. Yeah. So for every 10 energy regenerated by all allies in total. So this means as long as any of the allies, as long as they have regenerated 10 energy, Mem gain 1% charge. So means if your team have really good energy regen scaling team, I mean unit like Ho Ho or Sunday, right? They regen by percentage, right? So the higher the energy cost of a teammate regenerated, then the better it is, because you get the charge a lot more faster. Alright, keep in mind if you hit max, it will stop charging. Yeah, there's something you have to like pay attention about. So for the ulti, summons Mem if you don't have Mem on the field, right? And grants Mem 40% charge, then makes Mem deal ice damage equal to 240% of Mem's attack to all enemies, right? So just a summon and provide charge and give AoE. So that's pretty much with the base kit. Alright, I forgot to mention technique. So her technique is something like this, right? So she will summon Mem, and then she'll create this dimension. So within this dimension, all enemies will be time stopped. Okay, and if you attack them, they immediately like their action got immediately delayed when you enter battle by 50%, right? And all enemies, you deal damage equal to 100% of your attack to all enemies, right? So this is considered as dimension effect. So if you want to like cast multiple like Himeko's technique or Robin's technique, what is it? Yeah, this one. So this is like a dimension, so it will collect. So there's something you might need to pay attention to when you're like forming up your team, when to choose like whose technique are you going to use to enter battle. So after talking about those, I would like to go into Memo Sprite skill, which is Mem skill and the talent. Alright, so I'm going to talk about skill first. So the first thing is Betty's Trouble. So this thing is an AoE attack. It will launch auto by itself. No, this is a bad thing. I should say talent first. So the first is Mem's talent. Friends Together. It increases all allies crit damage by an amount equal to 13.2% of Mem's crit damage plus 26.4%. If the charge has yet to reach 100%, Mem automatically uses Betty's Trouble, which is the AoE attack here, when taking action. When the charge reaches 100%, she immediately takes action. In the next action, can select one ally and use Let Me Help You. So Let Me Help You is the second part of her skill, and what this skill does is actually pretty insane, I would say, because it's without a doubt one of the strongest support skill I have seen so far in this game. So what it does is advances the action of one designated ally by 100% and grants them Mem support, lasting for 3 turns. For every one instance of damage dealt by a target that has Mem support, additionally deals one instance of true damage equal to 30% of the original damage. When using this ability on Mem herself, cannot trigger the action advance effect. Right, so you might feel like there is something like 30% is kind of normal, but after testing it, I found out it's actually quite insane, because it says every one instance. Okay, so what does one instance mean? So let me go a bit more further on this. Okay, so we all know damage. Whenever it comes to looking at damage, okay, we all only see like the multiplier. For some people, they only see multiplier. So for instances, what it means that is as long as your numbers appear on the enemy. So for example, Silly have like 2 hits on the basic attack. Okay, there are 2 hits on the basic attack, and those 2 hits will convert 30% of each hit into the true damage, right? So another example will be, I tried just now, your DOT, your dot damage, can also be converted into true damage. Not converted, it's like an additional area of damage instead of like converting a damage into it. So for example, let's say your normal attack only deal 100%, but with this, you are going to deal 100 plus 30%, with the way that 30% is true damage. So what true damage is it listed here? Non-type damage that is not affected by any effects. This damage is not considered as using one attack. Okay, so an additional area of damage where it adds additional true damage onto your original attack. So this means the more instances you have on a certain type of attack, the higher the like true damage total amount is dealt. So this thing, alright, it's pretty interesting on a lot of characters. I tried with multiple. So it works with break damage, it works with super break damage, it works with Acheron ulti, it works with dot, it works with like a lot of other things. Okay, yeah, so overall this is one of the like most broken things. And not to mention, I tried this on Jingliu and they work perfectly. Alright, so a lot of people have been saying like Jingliu is kind of falling off. I feel like this thing can personally like save Jingliu a bit. I mean, obviously we can all see like who this is trying to like get forward to, but yeah, if it's there, it's just there. Right, so this is the part of the skill, so I'm over with it. So there are 2 more parts of the talent, so which is go mem go and no regrets. So when mem is summoned, immediately gains 50% charge. Okay, so means like normally you enter battle without your summon or Memo Sprite or mem. Okay, so if you summon immediately, you gain 50% charge. Like you gain half of it, so you don't start from 0. Right. And next will be when mem disappears, Trailblazer's action advances by 25%. So it means like you get to action faster and you get to summon her back faster. Alright, compared to normal traditional summon units, alright, Memo Sprite is something good because if your main Trailblazer is like CC'd, like frozen, imprisoned, or anything, the Memo Sprite can still take action on itself. Alright, but however, it has its downsides. Like, if your Memo Sprite got CC'd, like as I mentioned, frozen, imprisoned, or anything, yeah, then like it won't take action. Then it's just like bad. Okay, but you can, of course, you can remove like CC on them using like the normal methods. Okay, so next we'll be talking about the bonus abilities. So bonus abilities will be 3 in total. Okay, so first will be when the battle starts, Trailblazer's action advances by 30%. Right, so close to 40% as the like one of the spear and rope effect. Yeah, but 30% is a lot. And when mem is first summoned, grants mem 40% charge. Right, so remember the one I said just now, when mem is summoned, immediately gains 50% charge. And this one, it will gain 40%, so you end up with 90% charge. Right, next will be the second one. When using Betty's Trouble, mem immediately gains 5% charge. So Betty's Trouble is the AoE attack on your Memo Sprite. Alright, so with this, like, imagine if it immediately like take action, you get like 95% and you just gain like a bit more charge on your like from a team. Yeah, then you can like immediately trigger the skill. Yeah, the support skill. Okay, so for the last one, it will be magnets and long chains. So when the max energy of an allied target that has mem support exceeds 100, for every 10 excess energy, additionally increases the multiplier of the true damage dealt via mem support by 2%, up to a max increase of 90%. So 10 stacks, which is like if you have 200, okay, if you have 200 energy and you like haven't like you haven't spent them all, then you can probably like, yeah. No, you don't have to actually spend this. Sorry, I got a bit zoned out. Okay, so what this does is, like, for example, if your character have 140 max energy, for example, right? So for every 10 excess, you're going to like increase the multiplier by 2%. So let's say 140%, you're going to have like 8% increase. So up to a max increase of 20%. So in order to maximize this, you need to have at least 200 max energy to make this work well. So if you plan to use this on Acheron, I mean, it works well, but this part might be going to waste, okay? So the one who can fully utilize this thing here, will one of them will be Firefly, and one of them will be I believe it's Agalaya. Alright, because Agalaya, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the highest energy consumption units in the whole game, which is like, if I'm not mistaken, it's 360, I think. 360 and max energy. Okay. It's like, no, 350, sorry, my bad. 350. So in that one is so far those two I can think of. All right. I'm not sure about Argentine. Let me check up a bit. Hold up. Yeah, Argentine is 180. So yep, only those two now can maximize like completely of this talent. Okay. So but it doesn't mean that it's not good on others. It's just like it's there, but it's not perfect. Okay. So other small traces will be crit damage, attack, and HP. So overall, it's like quite okay, like quite good, because the Memo Sprite talent increases crit damage. So the more crit damage, the better. Alright, so next we'll be talking about Eidolons first. I'll leave relics for the last. Alright, so E1 increases the crit rate of ally targets with mem support by 10%. Solid 10%. Alright, nothing much. All you need to do is just to apply mem support on them. When an ally target has mem support, the effect of mem support also applies to the target's Memo Sprite or Memo Master. This effect cannot stack. So the only character now in the whole game that can like have a Memo Sprite or Memo, like, or summon entity is yeah, only Trailblazer herself. And on the second half of the banner, we will have Agalaya, which is another Remembrance Path character. Right, obviously she's going to be really good, okay, because like Remembrance Trailblazer is kind of like tailored for her, okay, because it's specifically mentioned here, say Memo Sprite or Memo Master. So if they wanna really go that detailed, I believe Jingyuan and all those, like, it won't work because it's not Memo Sprite. Alright. So yeah, kind of like tailored for Agalaya. But this doesn't mean that you must use this only on a like a Memo Sprite or a Memo Master. You can use this on like a lot of normal units like Jingliu, or maybe like Seer, and like a lot of other characters. Yeah. So her E2 is actually like a bit hard to proc for now. Alright. When ally Memo Sprites aside from Mem take action, Trailblazer regenerates 8 energy. This effect can trigger a max of 1 times per turn. The trigger count resets at the start of Trailblazer's turn. So with this here, it's pretty obvious what kind of stats you have to go for your relic sets. So first will be, without a doubt, crit damage. Second will be ER, because you want to like get your ulti back as fast as possible, so you can like help your mem to gain charge. And third will be speed, because the faster the speed, the faster you take action, and the faster like you can gain your charge. And 4 will be effect rest, because you probably don't want to get CC and ruin up your rotation or your charge speed. Right, next E3, your skill level +2. alright, and your talent +2, and your Memo Sprite talent +1. E4, when an ally target with 0 max energy actively uses an ability, Mem also gain 3% charge. And the multiplier of the true damage dealt by this target via Mem support additionally increases by 6%. So for now, I still can't like think of a person like who actually can fully max this out. Alright, I can only think of Aguilera because my whole brain is like full of the the beta video and everything that got leaked out. Yeah, so next to E5, ultimate level +2, basic attack level +1, and Memo Sprite skill +1. So her E6, even more straightforward. Ultimate's crit rate is set at 100%. Right. So this is why like you don't really have to worry about crit rate. So as you can see, mine is like 13%, 13.1%. Yeah. And this is also one of the reasons why the free Likeon is giving crit damage. Okay. So next to relic sets, and this will be the only relic set I recommended, alright, for her. So the inner ring set will be the Wondrous Banana Amusement Park. Right. So what this thing does is increases your crit damage by 16%. That's one thing. And when a target summoned by the wearer is on field, which is Mem, crit damage additionally increases by 32%. So in total you get 48% of crit damage. So I mean your support requires a lot of crit damage, so without a doubt this set is definitely one of the best sets, okay, you can use for your Remembrance Trailblazer as a support. Okay, it's not that other pieces are not good. You can also use other pieces like Loshaka, the Sunken Seas, okay, but overall this is like the best in slot for Remembrance Trailblazer. Okay, next, the 4-piece, I'll say Hero for Triumphant Song, alright, because this is the best for any Memo Sprite DPS or support. Okay, so not really support, but for Remembrance Trailblazer, because her Memo Sprite talent buffs crit damage, so the more crit damage for her the better. Right, so the 4-piece effect is pretty simple to understand. 2-piece increases attack by 12%, that's basic, and while the wearer's Memo Sprite is on the field, increases the wearer's speed by 6%. Alright, okay, when as long as Mem is on the field, you get 6%. When the wearer's Memo Sprite attacks, increases the wearer's and Memo Sprite's crit damage by 30%, lasting for 2 turns. Okay, so it's free 30% crit damage here. I mean, why not just take it? Like it's good. As long as it's good, it's there. Yeah. So that's technically how the Remembrance Trailblazer works. Okay, so here's Mem. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about this video. So what makes me want to make out this video is that I want to talk about like her potential in the future. Okay, besides being a signature support for Aguilera, alright, she can also pair with a lot of DPSs because of the true damage specialty. Every 1 instances of damage can be converted. So someone like Yunli, okay, Yunli can make use of because her ulti does a lot of instances. Like I remember it's this one. Yeah, it says 6 instances of damage like here extra. So yeah, all like additional damage according from that is going to be like really high. Okay, so it's 240 here, so she can kind of like maximize it, but the only problem is I paired her with Aventurine and enemy just tends to hit Aventurine and don't want to hit her. Okay, so next will be Yanqing, because Yanqing can also proc because of the skill. So the skill, even though it's 220% here, but he did a lot of instances damage onto the enemy, which can also benefit the true damage. And another one will be Acheron. Alright, so Acheron doesn't have a max energy, which means like one of the talents will be wasted, but she deals a lot of instance damage, like the slashes, the 3 slashes, and all the marks. If you slash them, you get like extra multiplier. Yeah, so the whole thing overall is going to be like you might crash your phone. So don't try an Acheron unless you want to crash your device. Okay, and that's pretty much all of it. There are still a lot of examples like Boot Hill, Firefly, Rappa. Yeah, all of them can benefit from it. That's why for me I would say her potential is really really high. Like I feel like she's not just a like a remembrance support unit. She's like the universal support unit, right? Because you can put her in any team and she will just work. Because her kit is not like the old like buffing or support characters like Robin or like Ting Yun or anyone. She's just kind of like a Rame but in a totally different way. Okay, she buffs the team in a way that everyone can kind of benefit it. Okay, so comparing her with Robin, so who is actually better? So without a doubt, I would personally say Remembrance Trailblazer is better. Okay, in from majority aspects, okay, she will be better because her mechanics will be fully utilized in every single way. Like all of them won't go to waste. But if you're using Robin, okay, if you are not using Robin in a follow-up team, one of her bonus abilities will go to waste, which is why in ulti state, the crit damage dealt when all allies launch follow-up attack increases by 25%. So if you're not putting her in a follow-up team, you're wasting this bonus ability, which is, I feel like, a really bad trade-off. Right, but if you're using a follow-up team, definitely Robin is better. Okay, that's the only good thing, like if you play for our team. But for other majority teams, I would just put Remembrance Trailblazer inside because it just works so well. Okay, so that's all I want to say in this video. So if you all have any other like comments or if you all have any other words you want to say, do not hesitate to like leave your comments in the comment section below, because yeah, I'm kind of bored and I don't know what to do. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching all the way here. It's a kind of long ass video because yeah, her kit and mechanics are kind of like a new thing into this game, right? So once again, thank you guys for watching all this video all the way here. All right, so I will see you guys in the next video, which I don't know what is it about. Maybe clearing end game content or anything. Yeah, but I'll see you in the next video. So peace. Yeah.